This is a review of the book, If Disney Ran Your Hospital, 9.5 Things You Would Do Differently by Fred Lee. Fred Lee had a master's degree in social studies that led him to teaching history and political science. While teaching, Mr. Lee did additional graduate work in the social psychology field. After doing that, he got into the hospital marketing and communications department. Mr. Lee became the VP for marketing and development at Shawnee Mission Medical Center in Kansas. He then moved on and became the senior VP at the Florida Hospital. While working at the Florida Hospital, Mr. Lee was heard at a speaking engagement and was invited to come to Disney University, where he worked on the Disney approach to quality service for the healthcare industry. Later in life, Mr. Lee was appointed to the My VA Advisory Committee by Secretary of Veterans Affairs, Robert A. McDonald. Mr. Lee wrote this book to show leaders in the hospital that there's more to patient satisfaction than just a service excellence program. Mr. Lee wanted leaders to see what steps they could take to elevate their hospital in their patients' eyes. Mr. Lee used Disney because it is a company that he works for, but also because they are well known for their customer service. Some of the strengths of the book are that it's an easy read. Each of the 9.5 recommendations are their own chapter, and the book is written like Mr. Lee is just talking with an old friend. Mr. Lee gives several examples of each recommendation to help drive home the point. And he uses humor to make the book an even easier read. Some of the weaknesses I felt as part of the book were the chapters feel long at times, as Mr. Lee gives multiple examples, when 1 or 2 examples would have been sufficient. This makes the book feel like it is dragging on when it really is a relatively short book. Some of the objectives of the book is if Disney ran your hospital are to get the managers and leaders to think differently and reimagine patient experiences. Mr. Lee mentions in several chapters what the old way of thinking was and how managers could change that thought process. It is a main theme throughout the book that hospital employees should not be worried about service excellence, but making the patient experience the best they can. Like Mr. Lee said in chapter 6, hospital guests do not talk about the care they received, they talk about the experiences they had. Mr. Lee said, necessity is the mother of invention, dissatisfaction must be the father of improvement. Necessity may invent the mousetrap, but dissatisfaction builds a better one. And here are the references for my slideshow.